Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, your lovely host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to Excavation of Barrow. Let me just put my timer on while we hit continue. Okay, we are here with the priest. We have already seen everything that had to be seen in town. We have asked all the locals about everything. Everything's been recorded. Yes, everything is great. And we have this necklace, though. Silver necklace. Give it to
I found
father.
this necklace inside the church. Do you know who it belongs to?
Many in our congregation wear such things. I'll announce it at the next service.
Do you mind if I keep hold of it until then?
Not at all.
Got it.
Father Roach still looks rather pallid.
Well, we basically got his arm.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Sorry, I was drinking orange juice. Okay, where are we going? Where is the house of Mr. Leonard Shoulder?
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me. Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs.
What?
Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors, and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite.
Ow.
Which play?
I don't know, don't make me choose. Oh, I don't know. If I was to say something, I would say Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Magnificent guess, Miss Bateman, but I'm afraid that passage is from Richard II.
Ah, damn it.
Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me.
Yeah, I don't know Shakespeare that much. Oh, at least not in English.
Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
It is.
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
Tell the truth.
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
What happened?
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain.
I'm a little Thomasina Bateman. Look at me, I'm so small.
Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
It's the same voice actress as the lady by the creek. Not the creek, the little river. I don't remember how it's called. Oh no, Mother.
Mummy? Mummy?
Oh, what happened to Father?
Daddy, wake up!
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you.
But is that a life worth living?
What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Ah, damn it.
Hello?
Who is she? Well, she's
Scampered
gone.
off in a hurry? Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this.
Oh yeah, what the hell are those?
Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape.
Do I need to click? It seems like it.
All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Oh, nice cottage. Sad it's in the middle of nowhere.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. Duplancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
What about Lord Painswick?
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh yes, a rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land, something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
What else do you know about Mr. Shoulder?
A reclusive man. I must say I know very little about him.
Does he attend services at St. Edmund's?
Not regularly, if at all these days.
Perhaps he feels closer to God out here on the moors. What do you make of Mr. Shoulder's residence?
A sturdy construction, I'm in no doubt. The winds blow a gale out here, not to mention the pelting rain.
At least he must have plenty of eggs to eat.
Awful creatures. Those hens.
Do you know that young girl we saw?
No, but I've seen her sneaking around the churchyard. The poor thing is feral. She takes off at the slightest stirring. We will bring the Lord to her. Good time.
Perhaps she has her own beliefs. You said there were others like her.
Primitive folk, yes. Avoid the moors in hours of darkness and don't wander too far. I wouldn't entrust a young woman in their company.
Do you know anything else about the Devil's Toe?
Not really. I do recall it toppling over when I was a child. A few lads from Bewley rebuilt it to the best of their memories.
The devil mustn't have been happy.
Come now, my child. Do not joke about such matters.
Why don't you like hens, Father?
I know I must love all of God's creatures, but they make such an unholy ruckus, and their talons claw at my boots.
But they mean no harm, and they provide eggs.
I cannot abide hens' eggs. They smell of sulphur when rotten.
What more can you tell me of these primitive folk?
Godless people, Miss Bateman. Don't concern yourself with them. They live out there on the very edges of this land. If you don't wander too far, you shouldn't cross their path.
I see.
You mentioned that Mrs. Duplancy is worried about something at the moment.
It is not my place to say. Mrs. Duplancy will tell you in good time, if she deems it fit to do so.
Shakespeare?
What is your favourite of Shakespeare's works?
A very difficult question, Miss Bateman. But one I can answer, nonetheless. I am awfully fond of Cymbeline.
An unusual choice.
All gold and silver rather turn to dirt. Wouldn't you agree?
A fine quote.
What about Mr. Shoulder?
Is there a Mrs. Shoulder?
Oh, Mrs. Shoulder.
I believe Mr. Shoulder has led a life of celibacy.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Got it.
Mr. Shoulder? Is Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
Here, chuk chuk chuk.
Don't encourage them. No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned. I'm rather fond of this colour. Perhaps Mr. Shoulder and I share similar taste.
Oh.
A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon.
Interesting.
Father, what do you make of this?
A peculiar adornment. I've not seen any like this in Bewley. Though it does remind me of a passage by the bard himself. It is the very error of the moon. She comes nearer earth than she was wont, and makes men mad.
Othello, Merchant of Venice, or Romeo and Juliet? Romeo and Juliet?
Romeo and Juliet.
A fine tragedy. But that particular passage is from the great Othello. I'm afraid your knowledge of the bard is somewhat lacking.
It's been a while since I've read his work, Father.
Never mind.
A carved stone, I think it depicts... It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it.
Got it. Roasted.
He looks much too unruly to be picked up.
Can I pick up the... Ha!
Care to hold one, Father Roach?
Put that thing down, would you?
You're no fun.
You're no fun. Feather friend.
I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside.
This is a globe.
That glove looks familiar. I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow.
So he was here.
The trousers feel damp. Freshly hung, or still wet from last night's rain? Slightly damp.
I have a similar one myself. So very warm.
That glove... I wonder...
Of course this match is the same globe.
The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me?
So weird.
The window is much too... This must provide a charming view across the moor.
So we have matched the gloves.
Mr. Shoulder must have dropped the matching glove last night. What was he doing in the alley? Rather rude of him not to come inside and see me.
This is something weird. Let's go at the door
Mr.
again.
Shoulder, are you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home. Curses.
Perhaps you could try the handle?
It's locked.
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
Yeah, let's go.
As I say, my child, Mr. Shoulder will make himself known. Do not lose faith.
I'm rather frustrated by this situation.
Now. Things move at a slower pace out here. Something you may not be so accustomed to. Come now, Miss Bateman.
Okay, let's go.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found.
There's a mystery afoot.
As we trudged silently back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hobbs Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder.
How are you going to find that place in these moors?
The train! That must be Kenneth.
Kenneth?
My assistant.
I see. Well, Miss Bateman, I really must attend to some other matters. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Romeo and Juliet?
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct. But I shall say good night, till it be morrow. Lord be with you.
I should go meet Kenneth at the station.
Let's go meet Kenneth at the station then. Let's go a little faster. Double click, make the thing go faster. I need to go down here. From here we go over here. From here we go to this exit. From here we go to this exit. Where the bloody hell is him?
Where is Kenneth? He was supposed to wait for me at the station.
Hey Arthur, someone...
I'm looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye.
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked the last train, Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman. A great big one it were, with...
A red ribbon.
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself? Curses. Where is
the
my
crate?
now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price, he's the postmaster.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Thank you.
what about Leonard's shoulder?
I found Mr. Shoulder's house, but he wasn't home.
Don't worry. You'll find him.
Where can I
Postmaster.
find Mr. Price?
He lives above the store. You'll see it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow.
It's why Leonard Shoulder invited me to Bewley. He thought I might like to excavate it.
Oh, aye. I heard about a Hobbs Barrow somewhere out there. There's some old stories around it.
What stories?
Talk?
I can't remember.
Ah!
Mr. Tillett, please, this is important.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Bateman. I'll try to remember. If he invited you here, then I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you all about it.
That's if I ever get to meet him.
I'm sure you will.
Okay, thank you.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
Farewell, Mr. Tillet. I love Mr. Tillet. He's such a nice man, if a little drunk. Cyril, who are
Good day
you?
to you, Cyril.
I'll do, lass.
Oh, this is the old man in the...
What are you up to, Cyril?
Keeping an eye on that bleeding railway station. That's what. Thankfully, no one got off the last train.
Really hate that station, don't you?
Oh, I curse Midland Railway for bringing their damn line through Bewley. This is our town, our land. 'Tis no place for outsiders.
So you keep saying.
Anyway, no more trains today. Almost time to celebrate with an ale, I think.
I could do with one myself.
You paying?
No. I found Mr. Shoulder's house today, but he wasn't home.
Why the bleeding hell should I care, lass?
Come on, I'm just telling you something. Do you know anything about Hobbs Barrow? You sure look like a guy who will know something.
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow. Do you know where it is?
Mind your own business, lass.
I knew she would be like that.
You really are quite helpful, aren't you?
Bah.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, lass.
I love that way to say goodbye. Ta-da! Ta-da! No, the road is going to be closed till tomorrow, and I haven't been here a day. Let's go and talk to the old lady. Let us find out if she knows anything about Hobbs Barrow.
Hello. Good day.
Good day. No, Hobbs
Are
Barrow.
you sure you don't know where Hobbs Barrow is?
Hobbs, what?
Never mind.
Ah,
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
I think talking to these
Good
people
day.
is not going to bring me.
Yes.
Do you know anything about Hobbs Barrow?
Are you sure you don't know where Hobbs Barrow is?
Sorry, lass.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I don't believe any of you. No, they sure as hell don't know anything. I'm not giving them a chance.
day.
Hello, miss.
Hobbs
Are
Barrow.
you sure you know nothing of Hobbs Barrow? I really must find it.
I'm sure.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Hello?
Yes?
Douglas, did you know anything about Hobbs
Are
Barrow?
you sure you know nothing of Hobbs Barrow?
That like a wheelbarrow?
Never mind.
No,
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
no, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know anything. Oh, the gate. Okay, let's go and find my things.
That must be the postmaster's storeroom. Hello?
Hello.
Good day. I haven't seen you in Bewley before.
I'm just visiting.
Lovely. It's nice to see a new face. We don't get many visitors. My name's Henry. Henry Long.
Nice to meet you, Henry. Thomasina Bateman.
Wonderful. What a treat.
Tell me
You
about
seem
yourself.
in a good mood, Mr. Long.
It's just lovely to see a new face. Where are you from, Miss Bateman?
London.
Originally a small town on the outskirts of Derby, Mr. Long, though I currently reside in London.
London. I've never met anyone from London. How very exciting. Have you lived there a long time?
It's been quite a few years now, yes.
I've heard that the air there is so heavy with smoke, it makes it hard to breathe. Is that true?
Some days.
Oh, you must miss the fresh northern air. Well, you've got that in Bewley. No factories out here. Such things are a blight on his creation. I were born in this very home I stand in front of. Bewley is in my blood. Why would I ever want to leave? Especially now I can meet new folk thanks to the railway line.
You're right. You're the postmaster, mister. I'm looking for Mr. Price.
I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
Oh, Mr. Price, my lovely neighbour.
Oh.
I'm afraid you've just missed him.
Curses.
I saw him wheeling a large crate into his storeroom just there.
It must be mine. I really need it.
Have a look through the window to see if it's yours.
Where did he
Where
go?
did Mr. Price go?
I don't know. The man were in a hurry. I know he has family in Bakewell.
That's miles away. Did he leave by foot?
No, by horse. He must be a few miles down the road by now.
Curses.
When
When
we
will
get back?
Mr. Price be back?
He didn't say. Could be tonight, could be a few days.
How infuriating.
I told him I'd keep watch of his storeroom, and I'm a man of my word, Miss Bateman. I shall not budge from this spot.
Do you know any Leonard
Do
Shoulder?
you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, funny old fellow. I hear he lives way out on the moors somewhere.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not for a long while now that you mention it. Why do you ask?
It's a long story, but I was to meet him in Bewley. He invited me here.
Well, I must thank him when I see him for inviting such an enchanting young woman.
You flatter me, Mr. Long.
Did you know anything about Hobbs Barrow?
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
One of those old burial hills.
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Believe it or not, I haven't set foot on the moors since I were a child.
Why is that?
I've got all I need right here in Bewley. And we are all truly blessed with the railway station, which brings us lovely new faces.
He's a really content man.
Your opinion of the railway station differs widely from your fellow townsfolk, Mr. Long. I've not met anyone particularly keen on it.
That railway line is the start of a new era for Bewley, mark my words. There's much to protect here, but we need new blood. I hope that some of you visitors will actually stay here permanently.
Why is that?
So I have new friends to talk to. Some people here don't want any new friends. Cyril Farnaby, the miserable old sod, is the worst offender.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Cyril. He really dislikes the railway station.
Absolutely miserable he is. I've tried to convince him many times that the station will help Bewley. He just doesn't understand.
I met him last night in the Plough and Furrow.
Aye, the scene of our many debates. Blimey. I could go for an ale right now, actually.
Long furrow.
Can I buy you a drink?
Really?
No. Wait. Do you think Mr. Kemp will let me open a tab?
Perhaps. You could always ask him. I shouldn't leave anyway. Mr. Price is relying on me to keep watch of his storeroom.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, it's my crate, obviously. It is.
There's my crate. Kenneth always ties a red ribbon to it. I can see an envelope tucked behind the ribbon. Perhaps it can help explain Kenneth's absence. I'm going to have to get in there.
The postmaster isn't home.
But my crate is in there.
You'll have to wait for Mr. Price to get back.
No. Okay, I need to buy him an ale. I have asked them about who's Barrow. I could try and find if there is... Nobody's here. Oh, I could try to give this to the old lady. Maybe it's hers.
Excuse me. I found this necklace inside the church. Is it yours?
No, Pet.
Nope.
Perhaps someone left it behind yesterday. You keep hold of it for now. I'll ask around at the next service.
Are you sure?
I trust you.
Okay. So I have already talked to them, all of them. Maybe in the block of Barrow they will let me open a tab. If they let me open a tab, I'm safe. If not, I'm screwed.
Hello? I really must find Hobbs Barrow.
What did I tell you last time? Not to be found digging around in those things.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Alright. So nothing there. Oh, he's here. Stanley. Good old Stanley. But this is all the time I have today. It's already half an hour. Thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye.